It's sunny here today, which is a shock, a little bit cold. My dogs, I've got all 3 dogs in today because I'm on my own and they're all fighting over one bed. So sorry if you can hear them. Are they quieting down now? They're funny, aren't they? Like kids, all wanting the same thing. Right, just wait a few more minutes. We're drawing something a bit easier today. That I'd be nice to you. Portraits are the hardest. Saying that, I'm on a massive portraiting people mission at the moment. What time is it? I'll give it 1 more minute. And I will put the photo in the Draw for Happiness CBC page if you want to do any more detail on it. Do I need my microphone video on? Can you hear me? So it's not interactive, as in I'm going to switch on a video and you're just going to copy it. So I don't need to hear you because it's a webinar, not again Zoom class. This one. Kate, have you not been before, Kate? You just need your paper and your pencil and a rubber, or a pen if you haven't got a pencil. And this will be a nice one. If you haven't been before, this will be a good one. Right, so I'm going to get started. Let me move that. Oh no, not that. You know, me and technology is not good. Can you see these, all the comments? I don't know how to get rid of that. Let's press play. Right, let's get drawing. So I've got my paper, my pencil, my rubber. Now we are going to start in this middle section of the page. And hopefully that's working okay. We are going to do a curved shape that comes round here, up to a point here, across, and to there. Nice curved shape comes to a point. It's not symmetrical. We're then going to come down from this point to here. And we are coming down on this side to here. Okay. So if you can hear my doggies, got all 3 in here today. Okay, now we are curving up here, like that. I'm having problems with the focus on my camera, so I'm sorry if it goes in and out. I have to restart this. And then we are coming up from there and we're going to put a line there. Now, we are then going to come, this is a tricky line, so we'll do it a bit at a time. It is coming up and over, leave my paintbrushes, down here and up. That's nosy dogs. We are coming around this side and here with a curve down and up. Now we're just going to come back up to this top bit. There's like a slopey V shape there. And that is going to come round to here. That's going to come down, up, down. Now we're going to come to the middle and you'll see why. So we're coming to this kind of side. We're coming down, not as big a gap as that. We're going to curve here. And we're coming back at a slight angle, down. We're just going to do the whole shape. We're going to come up in a line, down, and then we're going to join back up. If you know what it is, yeah. We're then going to come down to about level with here. And we're going to come straight down. And we're leaving a little bit of a dark line and a gap, curve, and then curving round this way. Let's come up here, so we're kind of joining in the middle. And that curves to a thin bit. And we're coming around here and an angle. And then we're coming down and round to join it. Okay. Now we're going to come back to this point. We're coming at an angle that way. Angle to here. And an angle down this way. Now, this bit here, we are coming over, curve, down, round, and that comes up and joins into that section there. If we come back to that little line, we've got like a little, there's a gap, there's a line there, and that helps us to know this point. And that comes round and joins there. I'm having my morning cup of tea. Always essential to have a cup of tea when you join. Now, this is quite, it's kind of textured, but it's quite flat, and it comes to the middle of this bit here before it starts going back this way. Now I'm going to go back up because we're going to work out how to join these two. So we have that curve, there's a straight line there, and then we have a curve up and then down. We've then got a bit underneath, it joins like that. You've been quiet for a minute. We have a curve that comes up, across, and up. And then this line comes that way. Big round here. Round. and then it joins up here. There's a slight gap, very slither of a triangle. And then you don't need to be too neat because it's on an organic shape. You don't want it too straight lined. Now, let's go back up here. So we are coming down in a little V and then a bigger V. And we are coming back out and round like that. And then this kind of overlaps there. And we come down and then we join up down here. Ta-da. You can see what it is now, I think. Right, so we are going to put in a shadow. We won't shade it in yet, but there is a shadow. Where that little line is, it kind of comes like this. It's not very clear, but we'll do something kind of over there. Now what we're going to do is start building up our details. So let's come up to here. So this is going to be quite a lot of shading in this one. So this, I'm just going to show you. So this is a lighter bit, pressing harder. And this is a dark bit. And we're going to leave lots of these light sections because it's not all shaded. And then, so this is darker. And then I'm leaving my pencil on. And we're going a little bit lighter. There. Got these little white gaps left. We're going to come over here. There's a shape there. There is a kind of lighter shape on the edge of here. We have a darker shape here, and that's all that making something look three-dimensional. It's all about getting all these different shades in. There's a little bit of a shade here, not as dark as this one. Now let's have a look at this one. There is a really dark, it's often really much easier to put your really darks in first. Dark here, and a dot, kind of little, what they call semicolons. Dark and dark, and then this, leaving my pencil on, going in the direction, coming to there, keeping my pencil on till we get to there. Making sure we're still recording. I don't like technology. There's a dark spot there. And there's one in between here. There's like a line here. Often these little contour lines. You always hear me go on about contour lines. Now, when we get here, we are shading in here, not too dark. And we get lighter down here. We're really dark in that V in between. There's a darker shape there, darker shape here. There's like some not really dark, kind of the lighter shading. in that shape. And then some more here. And along the bottom of this weird kind of slither, there's a bit of a curve kind of up there. And then these are up and down, can you see? And then there's a slight angle. So I'm looking at the direction that the marks are going in. You have to trust me that they're going in this direction. So these are all kind of up and down textures. And they go all the way. I'm just planning my finishing point. Around like that. And all up and down. Like that. This one's a nice and easy one compared to your portraits. Darker shape here. Little dots off and little textures and coming to there. Now what have we got here? We've got some kind of bits, shapes, a line. Now these ones are going this way now, completely different angle. And perhaps a little bit of a curve on it, darker bit there, curve, so that's kind of showing a rolling, bit like a curl. And then there's a little bit in here. And this is curling again. I'm going to leave my pencil not as dark as these. Curl, curl, curl. Dark shape. Dots. Dark shape underneath. Triangle. And then this bit's really dark in here. Now, let's go here. We have a darker curved shape there, curved shape there, and curved shape there. Now, just going to come down here. So I'm going to leave my pencil on. We are going to do up and down strokes, not as dark as these. We put the darkest ones in first. And we're just now putting a tone in between. So we want to leave some white bits. But we also want to show that there is this, there's a light section that goes through the middle. So it's really this kind of underneath bit that is shaded. So you could, depending upon what kind of style, you can leave it with this texture, or if you like it smoother, you could use your finger. I'm going to curve the shape a little bit. And we're creating this kind of bit of light in between. I'm going to go back and go this way a little bit as well. Some of these are curving up that way. And then here we are this way. See this diagonal? So I'm moving my pencil round. And then it's flatter. It all helps. So these ones will be that way. All helps with the shape. Now, let's get into this middle bit. I'll check the time. You're okay. So on this bit, there's quite a lot of light on here. There's a bit of a rough kind of shape in this middle. Not too dark, still quite light. And there's a little bit of texture there. It's slightly darker, but not dark. So I'm very lightly shading on this section. And that, so this is kind of coming round in a circle, but it's still quite light apart from this middle bit here. Like that. Now we are going to go up and down with the pencil marks. So we're going to put some lighter ones on first on this side, then we're going to come back. Now, if you leave some little gaps, that would be brilliant. Leave some light bits, it's not all dark, and then it curves here. So I'm going to go back over this section, we'll do one bit at a time, and now we're going to go darker. In this bit, it goes up, it kind of goes up here, down, up again, and down. And so this is where the light can't get to it, down here. Up here. Shaded under here. Now this is lighter, this section. I'm going to leave a gap. And I'm going to have a look at it. Now this is really dark. And we can make it a bit darker in a minute. But let's just get that in for now. Now, let's have a look at this center bit. So this is going to be made up of these shapes. So that side, we're curving up, we're going down, and we're coming around. Now, if we had hours, we would spend lots of time doing all of these individual. And I probably should have looked it up. I haven't got a clue what these are called. I bet you don't know. What are the bits of a mushroom called? So I'm just showing you a few. We're going to do some big shading in a minute because of time. But these are the directions that they go. So they're coming up, down. Now it's a little bit like a clock. So these ones are then going down over here. They don't all go in one direction. And then of course these ones are going to go up to 12 o'clock on the clock. So often it helps if you do like some down at the bottom. So you pick a few because it can be quite overwhelming. These ones are going up to 10 or 11 o'clock. Some of these are really curly as well. Something interesting. Are they called spores, or have I completely made that up? I don't think I listened properly in biology. I'm too busy in the art department. Right, curling down and going up. Okay, now we've kind of got a bit of a shape there. I will just give you a minute. What time are we on? We are now going to do some big shading as well. So we're going to start up here, and where this is underneath the mushroom, the kind of curl of the edges, this is all dark. So I'm leaving my pencil on. And this is all, if you had a high B pencil, that would be good. And I'm going to draw you a little line so you can see where it's coming. So all of there, really dark, really quick shading. Moving it all in. And then over here, so this is really dark. I'm just squinting my eyes. So we squint our eyes, it's going up here. And it's kind of not a solid line, it's in and out. So I'm using that in and out line to here. This is really dark here. This is really dark at this section. There are a few bits of lighter, but let's get this all in. Watching that edge there, if you go over it like I have, just rub that out. And this is dark coming there. Let me give you a minute. I will just go a bit darker. We want to keep that line there nice and crisp. I've gone the wrong direction. Doesn't matter. It'll obviously get it a bit darker. And then we're going to come on and we're going to put quite quickly, because we don't have the time, put a little bit darker there. We're going to fill that in, but not as dark as this. But we're still going in the direction of that clock. You could then also go in and just pull out a few details. Okay. And then up here, I'm going to move my arm round. So here there's some kind of bigger, darker shapes. So quite liney. Maybe dark under here. And I'm going to keep going in the direction that those spores would be. And then some of these lines I'm going to make thicker. If we had longer, we could really go into lots of detail, but you will get the message. So this one here, there's some bigger bits, and then we leave a gap. These ones come here, over. I'm leaving my pencil on and I am going round the clock, but not as dark as the other ones. Because actually all of this is quite dark. A bit liney. This is why if you want, you can smudge in. It always makes it look quicker. You have to excuse, I've been using inks and it stains all your fingernails. So that's very quickly. And whilst we've got that on our finger, let's put that under here. Or you could use a tissue. Some people use a bit of tissue or kitchen. But I think it's good to get messy as an artist. In there. I don't know if you're working scientist or healthcare or whatever you do, I bet you have to be really neat and sterile. It's good to get a bit messy. Use some of these here. This is all dark. So leaving your pencil on, moving around the clock. You know, I hope I'm making sense of that analogy. Like a clock face. Sometimes actually, I'm just having a look. We need more here, don't we? So some of these kind of shapes are curved. Then they actually go all over the place. So we could, I'll share the picture on the page if you wanted to. Be very therapeutic actually going in if you had the patience. I'm not very good on patience. But you could go in and put all of these in neatly, if that's your style. Remember, it's art, we're all different. We've got different bits of our personality come out in our style. Like that. I'm doing on Instagram a 30-day posting a picture of a person every day in October if anyone wants to have a nosy. And on my Facebook page, actually, Elaine, an artist. So let's Go back in. What time are we on? 27. We need to finish. Okay, so let's just do a little bit darker under here. And this is our shadow. Just a bit. You could even do a little bit of a line and then pull it out. Soften it. Are we looking three-dimensional? So it probably could go a bit darker in a few places. I will put the picture on the Facebook group, and then you can have a fiddle at home. So this for me would go all darker, around here, Anyway, Elaine. And can you see how this is now making that stand out? I love mushrooms. Do you like mushrooms? Must be a nightmare drawing a mushroom if you hate them. Like spiders, I wouldn't want to be drawing spiders. Okay, I think because of time we will leave it there for a minute. You can use as well, actually, you could go around and soften if it's a bit white. Some of that outside bit. Does need to go a lot darker. Let's have a look at this side. That bit there is really light. So if you've gone in there and there's really light and there's really light. There's really light. There's really light. So we can always go back in. Okay, that looks quite a tasty mushroom, don't you think? Makes me hungry. We should do a cupcake. That will make everyone hungry. Nice chocolate one. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye. Hi, everyone. It was gills. Those black bits are gills. I googled it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really sorry if my camera was doing this funny focusing thing. I spent about £700 on a new camera and it's so complicated. I need to have another look at it. And Kate, was it Kate? I hope you enjoyed it being your first one. And next one in 2 weeks' time, I think. Is it 2 weeks' time? No, 3 weeks. I'll let Jill organise that. Camera wasn't issue. Oh, brilliant. Thank you, Les. It's been a bit of a nightmare and it's an overhead one. And I don't know if it's because my hand's moving, but it's really annoying. Yeah. So just a reminder for anyone new, there is a Facebook group page called Draw for Happiness CBC, where you can share your pictures, or I'll put the original pictures on if you didn't have time to finish or anything. I will see you soon. Jill, are you around?
Yes, I am around.
Okay. I think we finished now.
Lovely. Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.